Welcome to our March edition of In Our Neighborhoods. We had a busy month, and as you will see, our neighbors gathered together in many different and unique ways. Well, let's start with the Irish Coffee Night at Pinckney Hall, featuring Blue Heron Village's own Wes Reutter. He gives us some insight into his background, and we are treated to some of his lovely songs.
Good evening. My name is Wes Reutter, R-E-U-T-T-E-R. If it only had one T, it would be the news service, but I'm just from a German dirt farmer background, so no money for me. Happily ensconced here in Sun City and Blue Heron Village for almost 8 years. That's not the sum total of the time that I've played guitar. I started playing when I was 15, taught myself how. I didn't think I'd ever have anybody to sing with after high school chorus, so I got involved back in the day of Kingston Trio and Peter, Paul, and Mary. So I taught myself all those songs, and I've been playing ever since. I got lost in the past for any number of years. Whenever I got my guitar out, the kids wanted to hear Puff the Magic Dragon and the songs that they'd heard for years and years. So it took a while before I learned to add new songs to my repertoire. I've played in church bands since 1970, and initially was singing with my brother. We would go out together and sing. That was very successful until they found out we were both underage to be singing in a bar. So that stopped immediately. The guitar I play is an 8-string guitar. It's not a typical guitar. It's the duplicate of a tenor guitar if you were to make it a 12-string instead of a 6-string. So this is 8 strings instead of 4. I've been playing this one since 1969. Went to the Martin Company and asked them to build me this guitar, and they did. And I've been playing it ever since. So hope at some point you'll have a chance to come and hear me sing, and you're allowed to sing along, just not too loudly. So during the time I've been here, people didn't know that I sang and played a lot, and I had 2 good friends who were getting married, and they were wrestling with who would provide the music. And I just went over one afternoon with my guitar and said, "This may not suit you, I won't be offended, but let me play you a song or two, and if you want that for your wedding music, then I'll be happy to provide it." They were thrilled, and so I've sung at their wedding, and I've sung in Blue Heron Village a number of times. I've also sung up here at Pinckney Hall a few times. I sang in the chorus for a number of years, so I'm enjoying the singing and playing.
Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Suzanne, the plans they made put an end to you. I walked out this morning and I wrote down this song. Just can't remember who to send it to. Oh, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. So there's no I remember seasons when you weren't so far away. I still can hear your laughter and the things you used to say. Sheltered from the world behind these ivy-covered walls. That's all I can remember, all that I recall.
For our next story, Sun City TV reporter Georgia Lash takes us to the lake house for Village Green's game night. Their game of choice is Mexican Train, with many different ways of playing. Let's see how the social committee organized this endeavor.
Wayne, for those who are unfamiliar, please acquaint us with Village Green.
Village Green is a residence of 181 homes. We're located just inside the back gate at Tidewatch. We have three main corridors, North Lake, Village Green, and Parkview. And I think this coming year, my goal is to get people out. We have a lot of ongoing things like Mexican Train, but I've recruited the two ladies who used to be in charge of the social group a few years ago. And we had a meeting in January with 20 ladies, and we had nothing but enthusiasm. And so I think we're ready to go. I think our residents are ready to get out of the house.
And what a perfect way to do it on a night like tonight. You're giving us a good example. Now, let me ask you, are there some highlight activities that Village Green is going to definitely keep in their social calendar?
Well, right now we have the typical range of ongoing items, the men's golf, ladies golf, mahjong, that type of thing. But with the social group, we're looking at group activities, whether it's be dinners or trips or whatever. And again, the ladies just met for the first time, and it's been a 2-year hiatus. So
we've had lots of time to think.
That's right. But the enthusiasm of that group is just amazing. And we have a business meeting coming up on the 24th, and Brad Phillips is going to kick off that meeting. I'm hoping his presence will draw people out. And then I'm going to give the floor over to Lana and Gloria to go rah, rah, rah. And I told them I will be their biggest supporter.
That's always nice for a social committee chairperson to hear. Well, you have a great tenure in your new position.
Thank you.
Enjoy that, and thank you for letting us come in and visit.
Oh, we're always welcome to have you.
Tony, since we are playing Mexican Train tonight, I've got to say this. You're the conductor getting us all on board. I had to go there. I had to go on. I have to throw in one Mexican Train joke all afternoon. Woo-woo! Okay, so you have got an evening here. How long have you all been doing this in Village Green?
I moved in 2017, and they were full on board going then. So I want to say probably from the very beginning of the village starting up.
Now, this is something you do every week?
Every month.
Every month.
The first Friday of every month, we get together and we play Mexican Train.
That's great. What's your usual attendance? How many people do you usually have?
Well, before COVID, we would probably have about 60 people. We used to do it at Riverbend, and we had both rooms, all 4 of those rooms, and the middle. Tonight we have 37, and it's usually about 29 to 37 is the norm now.
And how do you get this organized? Because I'm sure a lot of people love to steal other neighborhoods' ideas. I am looking now. How did you get this all organized? If you have, 30, 40, how do you know who's coming? How do you get enough Mexican Train sets?
Well, I'm only filling in. It's usually Butch and Nora Rice that organize this every month. And there are 4 game sets that have been bought by our neighborhood, Village Green. And then a lot of people have them on their own, so we'll bring extras if we need them. Butch, in the beginning of the year, gets these rooms reserved for the first Friday of every month. He uses the list server, sends out an email. If anybody wants to play Mexican Train, send me back an email, let me know. That's how he organizes who's going to be playing, how many people we have, how many games we need. As for getting everybody's teams together, they do that on their own. As you see, people come together, they want to play together. and it's a good, like people who hang out together want to play together. So, it's just a good way of getting together, passing a night. We used to all bring foods and drinks. Now we pretty much just bring whatever we want to share at our table. But, once this darn COVID goes away, the doors are off the barn then.
I think we're all saying that in so many. I mean, I haven't done an interview without talking about when it all starts again. But it's great. It sounds like you've got a real casual format, so it's not a lot of stress on the organizers.
No, not at all.
I think it's a great way for a group of people to get together, especially in their own neighborhood, and have somebody else get you the facility and everything else. And thank you for being our substitute conductor.
Oh, you're quite welcome anytime.
Did you know there are 65 ways to play Mexican Train? Tonight, Village Green is going to show us their way. Phyllis, you are our coach tonight, our Mexican Train guru. So let's start off with the tough question. Is Mexican Train a game of skill or a game of luck?
A game, both. You have to have luck to pull the right tiles, but you have to be observant enough to know what's going on the whole table. You could have up to about 10 people playing on one game, but that would be a lot. And you have to know where you could put your tiles down.
Okay, so it's going to be enough luck that I can still have a nice adult beverage and talk a little bit, but I do have to pay attention. Okay, so what's the overall objective of Mexican Train?
The objective is to get rid of all your tiles and have the lowest score. The lowest score wins.
A little bit like golf.
Yes, par.
Now, I've read, are there any, ways that you get everybody on the same sheet of music? You have all these people coming in tonight, and there's like 65 ways to play. How do you get everybody to agree on the same set of rules?
It comes over time. I think most of us have not played it anywhere before. And we get at the table, and we're lucky to have one person there that has played it and knows. And then by the second week, we just all grab our 13 tiles and start playing.
I think the box of dominoes should come right in our homes when we move in, because like you said, it's almost a rite of passage to learn how to play this game. So on that idea, are there any key strategies?
I know that I have a tendency, I line mine up. I look at my numbers and see what I have the most of that will go with everything. Now you have to, let's say the first tile down is 12 12s. Okay, it has to be. And so I look for any 12s and then the numbers on the other ends and try to line them up so I can keep putting them down. And so I'm not just having a bunch of tiles around to grab from.
It's fun to watch, everybody's, sort of straightening up their little racks, so to speak. Okay, now, are there any hints you have for new people that are playing?
You know what? Just not to worry. It's a game, number one. And number two, I really wish that a lot of people would play a way that a friend of mine that no longer lives here taught us how to play, where the first hand, you can put down every tile that you can put down. If you can put down your whole handful, you can go out right then. But normally you are stuck to one tile on that, or if you have doubles, then you've got to match it. So
that sounds like a tricky way to play, and sounds like it would be fun, especially if you could go out right away or get rid of some of those dominoes. That would be awesome. And again, you mentioned some of the names of the dominoes, or the numbers, I guess we would say, labeling it. Are there some that we really want to pick up when we, draw from the pile? And are there some that we just want to cringe, throw it away, hide it in our pocket, one of those cheats?
I would say the one we don't want is the 00, because if you get caught with that, you have 50 points. So you cannot blame anybody for putting doubles down, because once a double is down, nobody else can play until both sides have been satisfied with other zeros. So
the painful tile.
The painful tile. You look at it,
Well, we'll go in and watch everyone play. We'll see what they're doing. We'll watch the faces, the tells when they get that 00.
Oh,
And thank you for sharing your knowledge.
well, you're very welcome. Thank you.
Well, thank you for all the education you've given us tonight. I feel like maybe you should be on my shoulder some days when I'm playing, so I might do a little bit better. And I think this is a great idea for other neighborhoods.
Oh, it is. It's fun, and it's an easy way to get to know your neighbors. You can talk and do that.
Great.
Yes.
What do you do when you have a room reservation with a late start time and only 30 minutes to set up? For most, that would be mission impossible. But not so for Rivergrass Social Committee. Let's take a look at what they accomplished.
We are here at the Lake House for Rivergrass Neighborhood's Mardi Gras celebration. That's a mouthful for us. And with me is Jeff Foreman, who is the neighborhood rep. Jeff, tell us a little bit about your neighborhood, but maybe before we get started, why don't you tell us a nice little story of your mishap right before this?
I created a lot of excitement in the neighborhood last week when I got thrown off a golf cart and broke my fall with my face. So, and a lot of the neighbors came to my rescue, and but everything's okay.
See, I think he looks great and very interesting. So tell us a little bit about your neighborhood. How many residents do you have? How many houses? It's a bit of a smaller neighborhood, is that correct?
We have 99 rooftops, almost 200 people, and we call ourselves the friendliest neighborhood in Sun City.
And I can attest to that. I know some of your neighbors, and they are very friendly, and we're looking forward to the evening. Now, do you know a little bit about what's going on, or do I talk to your social committee about that?
Well, Sherry Bowlby and the social committee really put this together, but I know a little bit about it, and it's going to have a lot of the Mardi Gras traditions. We have a live band, contests. It'll be a great night.
And the motto for tonight is "Let the good times roll." However, it's in French. Can you say the French version?
I can't. I can barely say the English.
Yeah, I know. We'll find somebody who can by the time the night's over. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Thank you.
For Mardi Gras with the Rivergrass Neighborhood and the social chair, Sherry Bowlby. Okay, Sherry.
Yes.
This is quite amazing. We came in when there was nothing here, and you have transformed this into a Mardi Gras room.
In 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
In 30 minutes, we did all of
30
this.
minutes. She did all of this. But wait a minute. We're going to step aside for a second. I want you to take a look at this table. This is my idea of heaven. Sherry, all right. So what made you come up with this idea of Mardi Gras?
Well, we were going to do a Valentine's Day event, and the room that we had here we didn't get in until 7:30 at night, which is a little late for people to eat. So next best thing is a Mardi Gras party with just desserts. So that's
and Mardi Gras is time to eat sweets and fats right before Lent. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
All right, so tell us about some of your decorations. They're fabulous.
Thank you. Some of them are borrowed and some are purchased. We did all of this for very little money. The centerpieces are reused from Dollar Tree from Christmas, and we try to just keep using recycling things. We got beads donated to us, and the desserts, some of them are homemade. We made Oreo truffle balls and pretzel sticks. My kitchen looked a mess, but the others are from Publix, and they're beautiful desserts. We're just excited. Every time I went to bed, it seemed like I thought of something new that we just had to have.
So now we're excited to see all the guests come in and see what they think of what you did here. And we will catch up with a few of them tonight.
Okay, good.
We're going to be looking for some, so, show us your best ones.
Absolutely. And everyone gets beads, but we don't want to see anything. Don't show me anything. We'll give you the beads.
Uh-oh. Thank you so much, Sherry.
If you're like me, you think this looks great here tonight. The social committee did a great job putting this together. Welcome to Mardi Gras.
So here's the question of the evening. The theme of tonight is let the good times roll. Who knows how to say it in French?
Layla, bon temps rolling. I don't think the French would approve, but let the good times roll. That's good enough.
We love our decorated monuments, and this year's Valentine display does not disappoint. Enjoy as we take a look throughout the neighborhoods. We thank you for watching this episode of ION. Everyone likes to see themselves on TV, so let us know what's happening in your neighborhood. We would love to cover your event. Just drop us an email at sctvhh@gmail.com at least 2 weeks in advance of your event so we can give you the coverage you deserve. And stay tuned to SCTV for more episodes of In Our Neighborhoods.